Mantra. So let's have a look at what's been going on with Mantra. Things have been developing pretty fast, actually, since, it's not that long ago that there was a huge drop in token price. We'll go over what happened there, along with the developments that we've seen. Question really that we're trying to establish is, can this recover in price, or will this recover in price? Now, before I get into it, if you are new here, this spreadsheet shows the first 26 coins that I did videos about on this channel. In the videos, I showed myself buying up all of these coins. These were all cryptos that I thought could do very, very well and make a lot of money, which is obviously why I showed myself buying them up. And these are the prices of these coins when I bought them and when I released the videos. These are the highs these coins went on to hit in the last bull cycle, and these are what your profits would have been if you'd just popped $100 into these coins. If you'd done that for every single one, a $2,600 investment in the last bull cycle would have netted you over 123 grand in profit, which is obviously pretty damn good. Thing is you don't have long to get your stuff sorted now. We're in a bull cycle. And if you're sitting on cryptos you're not happy with, if cryptos aren't making you money, you've got to get that fixed. If you're not sure where to begin, have a look at copymycrypto.com. This is the website that I run where I share all the coins that I own with my members. Whenever I find any coin that I think can do very, very well, I jump onto my site. I tell my members about the crypto that I've found, the reasons I'm going to buy it, the price I'm going to buy it at. So my members get in and out of coins, same price as me. So they make the same profit. And if you go onto my site, you can see some of the profits my members have made. These are based on some of the successes we have had, which again are available on the site, whether that's quick flip sort of meme coin the members were in and out of in a fortnight, did over a 300x, whether it is Phantom, which is now known as Sonic, but in the last bull cycle was one of the best performers. My members got in at 0.5%. It went up nearly 700 times from then. Some of my members became millionaires after that one investment alone. And if after reading through the site, verifying it all, you really like what you see and you want to find out more, you want to find out the cryptos that are going to be the winners in this bull cycle, it's as simple as it gets. All you got to do to find out, guys, is join up on the site. The Mantra. So obviously the chart looks horrific. Mantra has been around a while, and yeah, 2024 seemed to be its breakout year. Absolutely rocketed up, went to crazy highs. So we need to really break down what happened here. Now, so the Mantra debacle. So this had accusations everywhere throughout. So basically the token plunged 90% in just a few hours, from around $6 to under 45 cents. And there was a belief it was a hack or it was a rug pull. Excuse me. So there was and there has been a lot of discussion about this. So the US Department of Homeland Security reportedly probed crypto bank Anchorage Digital during that time. Now, really, I don't think that's anything to do with this. What we ended up seeing was the Mantra team come out blaming centralized exchanges. So they said that they attributed the crash to reckless liquidations that were caused by a large investor's forced position closure on a centralized exchange that began a snowball effect where that happened across exchanges. In a message to the official Telegram channel, the community lead denied that the crash resulted from any team selling. And the co-founder, John Patrick Mullen, was and did maintain this position for a very long time. Well, throughout the whole thing. So the layer 1 real-world asset blockchain had previously faced allegations of controlling large portions of the token's supply, which Mullen had rebuffed. The collapse led to at least $70 million in liquidations within 24 hours, with multiple positions losing over $1 million. And Nomura's Laser Digital, which was a key investor in Mantra, denied involvement in the crash and rejected claims of large-scale sales by its wallets. Arkham Data said some 17 addresses transferred $250 million worth of Mantra tokens to trading venues, including OKX, claiming 2 of those addresses were tied to Laser Digital. They stated that the wallet involved in the token transfers was unrelated to the firm, attributing it to a third-party financing trade, and stressed that its core Mantra investment remained locked. OKX said it adjusted its risk parameters when there were investigations into potentially coordinated large-scale activity before Mantra's crash. Now, I don't think we never really got a full explanation for why the hell all of this happened. That seems to be the story for the most part. And obviously anyone that got in at $1, $2, $4, $5, hugely down, right? And it's going to be very, very difficult to recoup that money. But the question becomes, is Mantra itself going to recoup or get back to a decent price point? Because look, this isn't like excuse me, this isn't like Terra. This isn't where a piece of code was manipulated and we got an enormously inflated supply. The same amount of coins are out there. This token has dropped without the underlying code being affected, so token supply is still the same. There was just dodginess happening on centralized exchanges. That's one thing that we know is true, is there were big sales and big liquidations. They're all true. The question of the people behind it is a different matter. Was it intentional? Was it a series of bad luck? Now, Mantra are making concerted efforts to try and begin getting the price back up. They are in the process of doing a $25 million commitment for a token buyback. So that will begin very, very soon. $25 million, no joke. The reality is that is basically 100 million tokens that is going to start being bought back, right? So again, good sign in terms of starting to strengthen the overall price point. Still remains, by the way, in the top 200. But it still is there. They have also their token is now becoming the native token for their own mainnet. So the Mantra Chain mainnet is now up and running, and when we actually dive into Mantra Chain, doing daily volume that's pretty damn good. Look, obviously this is in Mantra, this isn't in dollar form, but even so, 22 cents per coin, right? So volume wise, that's what, 13 million at peak. But on a sort of daily basis, it's doing in and around $8 million dollars worth of volume a day. That's not a bad sign at all. That's not a bad sign. In terms of staking, we can dive in and we can see that there are, obviously you can delegate your staking. 24-hour changes, you can see the sort of changes in terms of the amount of OM that's been added to staking pools or removed potentially. Yeah, so again, 8% inflation. This doesn't look too bad. This is the reality. Is like the question is, because Mantra is all about real world assets. Yeah, they are the layer one for real world assets. That's what they want to be. They want to adhere to the real world regulatory compliance requirements, or the compliance that you have to meet. Now, I think there is an inevitability to real world assets being on the blockchain properly. I think we're still early. my personal perspective. I think a lot of the real world asset cryptos will have a decent year, can do very well, but I think we have to be realistic about how many real world assets are really going to hit the blockchain in the very, very near future. The reality is that there is so much, and there is going to be so much confusion around how real world assets can properly be used and what are the ramifications for things going wrong. Like, you think about it just from creating a policy standpoint for a politician. It's nigh on impossible. Most politicians have no understanding of the blockchain, let alone what the ramifications are for a real world asset if it's used in, say, a DeFi lending protocol, as an example. If we see someone tokenize their home to get an Ethereum loan, and there is a housing crash, the price of their house has dropped. So now, has their collateralization fallen below the threshold for their lending, for their borrowing? If they get a loan and there is a huge market liquidation, and we see the overall crypto market have a drop, has that changed the collateralization threshold? If their position gets liquidated, what happens to the tokenized home that they have? Does the underlying asset have to be sold? There's so many complexities to this. We're nowhere close to being ready for it. And I think realistically what will happen within this space is that something will go wrong. Yeah, there will be a mistake made. I'm not saying by mantra, I'm saying by a person or a group of people, and we will see homes or something of immense value be lost. And then from there, we will hear the discussions once again of politicians going, well, this needs proper regulatory compliance. There needs to be regulatory rules. And then they'll spend 2 years creating nonsensical rules before they get in people that can at least put sense to it and try again. And this is the thing, while I'm incredibly bullish on real world assets, I think there's so many things that can and will go wrong that I think they'll end up being pauses on real world assets till there is stringent regulation around them. That is my sort of thesis on real world assets. I still think they'll end up on the blockchain. I think long term, of course, they will. I think there's so much money out there that isn't available to make use of. And all big companies that have huge holdings, all financiers that are sitting on a ton of assets that aren't overly liquid, want to make them liquid. And the way that can and will be done is through the blockchain. But until we see... I think the turning point will be when something goes wrong for, like, say, a group of people. And then from there will be some regulations set in place, and then things will start kicking off for real world assets. Personal thesis is we're still 3-4 years away from seeing major real world assets starting to be used within DeFi and things like that. I think we're still a way away. As for Mantra, because that is its premise, I personally don't think this is going to have huge recovery, because again, I think we're just miles away from real world assets right now. I think this could probably do quite well. Like, if this was AI as an example, I think this would be fine. I think it would recover to some degree. Because it's real world assets, I'm less bullish on that right now. I do think Mantra will do okay. It might recover back to 50 cents. Can it get to $1? Possibly. But people are always going to have in the back of their mind what happened with the token. All right. The reality is whether it was whomever's fault it was, when people get burned on like a 90% drop of an asset overnight, it's really hard to forget. It's really hard for those same people to be bullish to get back in. So I would expect most of the original holders will not get back in. So can they draw in new eyes? I think yes. But again, there's going to be plenty of people that still have that in the back of their mind. So I don't expect tons of success here. I expect the fear around the previous liquidations to dissuade too much buying on this one. But I am interested to hear what people think on this, because look, they've created their own chain. They've actually had really solid development. They've got a buyback plan in place. So, in the short term, I can absolutely see that there could be a price rise. But if you're a holder right now, are you a new holder or an old holder? And where do you think it can go? Let me know in the comments. And look, we're in a bull cycle. And if you're sitting on coins you're not happy with and aren't performing for you, get onto copymycrypto.com, have a read through the site. This is the site I run where I share the coins that I own with my members. Whenever I find any coin that I think can do well, I jump onto my site. I tell my members about the crypto that I'm going to be buying, the reasons I'm buying it, the price I'm buying it at. Whenever I sell, I do the same thing. So my members get in and out of cryptos, same price as me, so they make the same profit, and they have no work to do at all. And if you go onto the site, you can see some of the profits my members have made. You can see some of the successes that led to those profits. These are all public record, whether it is a quick flip meme coin, whether it is Phantom, which in the last bull cycle, Phantom absolutely kicked everyone else's ass, went up nearly 700 times for when my members got in. Some of my members became millionaires from that one investment alone. That is public record. That's on the history of this channel. If you like what you see, if you want to find out the cryptos that are going to be the winners in this bull cycle, it's as easy as it gets. Just join up on the site, guys. And if you do, I'll see you there. Otherwise, folks, I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Bye-bye.